In this video, you'll be learning how to make and flavor microwave popcorn, and I have created this video using iMovie. Additionally, the steps in this video will be broken down into two parts. Part 1, making the microwave popcorn, and Part 2, flavoring the microwave popcorn. So beginning with Part 1, making the microwave popcorn, for Step 1, you are going to take your prepackaged bag of popcorn and remove the plastic film covering the bag. Then you're going to throw away this plastic film because it is not needed for this process. Now for Step 2, read the directions on the back of your prepackaged popcorn bag. Look to see the directions that says set time or cook time. In this instance, I am showing you a photo of one that says set time. This will tell you how long it takes for your popcorn to cook. There are also usually about 3 steps on the instructions on the back of the popcorn, so it is important to read all 3 of them before proceeding to Step 3 in this process. For Step 3, put your bag of popcorn in the microwave, then look for the button that says Cook Time or Micro Time, and set your microwave to the appropriate time that is stated on the back of your prepackaged bag of popcorn. For most bags, you should cook your popcorn for 1.5 to 3.5 minutes. Your microwave should also be at least 700 watts, and if you have a popcorn button, I suggest not to use it. Most bags say you should not use the popcorn button, but if your bag says it's okay and it matches your cooking time, go ahead and use the popcorn button. For Step 4, you're just going to start the microwave and wait for it to start popping, which will take about a minute. Next, for Step number 5, listen to the pops as your popcorn is cooking. You're listening to hear when it is done. Pops should be about 1 to 2 seconds apart from each other when your popcorn is cooking properly. Some bags will not need to use the full cooking time. So here is a video of how it sounds when popcorn is popping rapidly. If your popcorn is not popping rapidly and it is near the end of your cooking time, stop the microwave. If your popcorn is popping slowly and you still have time left for cooking, stop the microwave. If your popcorn is still popping rapidly and is near the end of your cooking time, hit the start button on your microwave or hit the button that says add 30 seconds to add 30 more seconds to your cooking time. Then listen again and stop the microwave when the pops have slowed. So here is a video of how it sounds when the pops have slowed. Now that you have stopped the microwave, for Step number 6, you are simply going to let the popcorn sit in the microwave for at least 1 minute. You need to leave the bag of popcorn in the microwave after it's finished cooking because it still needs to finish popping leftover kernels as it sits. The popcorn also needs to stay in the microwave for at least a minute so it can properly cool down to a temperature that is safe for handling. By skipping this step, you could burn yourself when removing your popcorn from the microwave. Then in Step number 7, you're going to remove the bag of popcorn from the microwave. When you do this, make sure you put your fingers near the top, on the sides of the bag, to avoid burning yourself. For Step number 8, you are going to open your bag of popcorn by putting your fingers where you did in Step number 7 and pulling the sides away from each other. This should open your bag, but if it doesn't, you can use scissors to carefully cut the top of the bag. But be careful because there still might be steam trapped in the bag before you open it, so avoid putting your face anywhere near the bag. Next, in Step number 9, grab a food-safe bowl that should be approximately 7 inches wide on the top diameter, 4 inches wide on the bottom diameter, and 5 inches in depth. Take this bowl and slowly pour your popcorn into the bowl. At this point, your bag should be cool enough that it's safe to touch, but it is important to pour slowly or you may spill your popcorn and any kernels that have not cooked fully, and ensure that the bowl that you use is big enough to hold all of your popcorn. For the 10th and final step, you are going to throw away your empty popcorn bag, and then you can enjoy your popcorn. If you're interested in Part 2, flavoring the microwave popcorn, then keep watching. So the first step in Part 2, flavoring the microwave popcorn, is to complete Part 1, making the microwave popcorn. Once you've completed this part, you may proceed to Step 2. Next, in Step 2, safely set your bowl of popcorn in a fixed location where it will not get knocked over. Then grab a microwave-safe bowl that is big enough to hold 1/4 of a stick of butter. The bowl that you choose should be able to hold the butter in its liquid state as well, so do not choose a bowl that barely holds your stick of butter in its solid state. This puts you at risk for spilling the butter and burning yourself if the butter melts and overflows out of the bowl. For Step 3, grab your stick of butter and place it on a surface that is safe for cutting. In this video, you can see that I am just using a paper plate on a countertop. And then cut off 1/4 of the stick of butter using your butter knife. If your stick of butter is still wrapped in its original packing, there should be tablespoon markers and measurements on this wrapping to indicate the amount of butter that you are using. 2 tablespoons are equivalent to 1/4 of a stick of butter. This butter can also be any type of butter depending on your personal preference. However, if you like things salty, try salted butter. Additionally, if you want to use more or less butter than suggested, use the tablespoon markers as mentioned in this step to help you measure your butter. Now, in step 4, take your 1/4 stick of butter and put it in your microwave-safe bowl. Put your microwave-safe bowl into the microwave and set the timer for 15 seconds. To set the timer, hit cook time or micro time as mentioned in step 3 of part 1, making the microwave popcorn. For step 5, once the 15-second timer has gone off, carefully check on your butter to see if it has started to melt. If it has started to melt, take your butter out of the microwave and use a spoon to stir the butter. If the butter is still in a solid state after stirring, put it back in the microwave for another 15 seconds. Your butter should be completely transparent once it has reached its liquid form. However, if you are melting more than 1/4 of a stick of butter, you may need to cook the butter for a longer amount of time. Also, stick to 15-second increments to avoid burning your butter. For step number 6, once your butter has been completely melted, carefully take it out of the microwave. Be careful when removing your bowl from the microwave because microwave-safe bowls can still get hot after being in the microwave for a long period of time. Also, this is what your butter should look like once it has been completely melted. Then, for step number 7, grab your bowl of popcorn that you set to the side in step 2 and slowly pour your butter into the bowl. Try to pour the butter over the top of the popcorn in circular motions, like I am doing in this video, to evenly coat all of the pieces. Next, in step number 8, to mix your popcorn, pick up the bowl of popcorn and carefully shake the bowl back and forth, like I am doing right here, and then side to side, like I am doing now. Also note that when you shake the bowl, shake carefully or you risk spilling your popcorn and potentially burning yourself from the melted butter. For step 9, once your butter has been thoroughly mixed into your popcorn, grab salt in a 1/4 or 1/2 teaspoon. If you have approximately 4 cups of popcorn in total, take your salt and measure out 1/4 to 1/2 of a teaspoon of salt. To see how much popcorn your bag makes, check the nutrition facts on the side or the back of the box that your prepackaged bag of popcorn came in. For those of you who need help learning how to measure your salt, you're just going to take your 1/2 teaspoon or 1/4 teaspoon, and then you are going to pour salt into that teaspoon and take a butter knife, the one you used earlier, to level off the top of the salt. Now, for step 10, you're going to take your measured out portion of salt and sprinkle half of it into your bowl of popcorn. Then carefully shake the bowl, like you did in step 8, to mix the salt into the popcorn. Before moving on to step 11, taste your popcorn to see if it still needs the rest of your salt. Do not overlook the importance of tasting your popcorn because it is important to taste your popcorn to accurately determine whether you need more or less salt. Then, in step 11, once you've tested the flavor of your popcorn, decide if you need the rest of your salt. If you do, pour the rest of your salt into the bowl like I am doing here, and then go ahead and shake it again. Then proceed to step 12. If you do not need more salt, your popcorn is complete and you can either save the leftover salt or throw it away. But it is important to know that when you salt your popcorn in portions, it helps you avoid using too much salt and ruining your popcorn. For the 12th and final step, taste your popcorn again to determine if you need more than 1/4 to 1/2 of a teaspoon of salt, and if you need more salt, repeat steps 9 through 11. If the popcorn tastes good to you, then you are done and ready to enjoy your popcorn. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope this video helped you make and flavor your microwave popcorn.